Hey, good afternoon, Bob from Trade Genius. It's the 12th of October, and I titled my monologue for today "The Four Golden Horsemen of the Bankcopalypse." And a lot of people are wondering and pondering what will end the central banks from around the world from continuously printing money and putting in the stock market to provide us some sort of mirage or Potemkin village of normalcy, or to placate the wealthy enough that they don't start getting into the business of the politicians and the Federal Reserve itself. And those four are, the gold, as Bitcoin is an image of, number one, gold itself, corn, and wheat. And so right now we have Bitcoin has proven itself. I did a chart a couple weeks ago showing you that the price of Bitcoin today is attempting to reach parity with the purchasing power of currencies pre-Federal Reserves. And that right now it's pretty much at that parity point, and now it's really going to continue to rise based on these countries' inability to balance their budgets and have to continue to debase and devalue their currencies. So that's number one, and I think people are waking up to the fact that you have to have your money in the cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin is obviously the gold standard, if you pardon the pun, but there's probably 9 or 10 of them that are going to be worthwhile to own over time. And if you're interested in those, we talk about them all the time in our crypto room. You can sign up at tradegeniusacademy.com. And I'll show you something else too, another reason why you want to sign up now if you can. But I'm going to talk futures first, because quite a while ago we put together a piece of software on Thinkorswim called Day Trading Money Machine, and it works really well when you're starting getting volatility back in the market, and they've suppressed it pretty much everywhere except in the energy markets. And if you just look here, you have, and I like to, it's really good to day trade. I'll set positions for swing, but from a day trading standpoint, once the market opened, if you just simply follow these arrows, you're going to make money. And in these moves here, these are a couple $100 moves. Each of these moves, this one here is a smaller one. You do chop sometimes, but that's the nature of the beast. You can't be perfect. And this move here was a $300 move, okay, and then here was a $100 move. So you would have made thousands of dollars today just trading natural gas using the money machine. And that's where I played today, natural gas, and then I also played in oil. I only took one of the trades, but if you would traded it all day, you'd have done quite well. Even if you waited till 7:30 after the report and took the first trade, you could have went short here, went long here. You would have made any money. You'd have made money here, okay, and you would have chopped here, and then you'd have had a big move here and a big move here, and it would have totally overwhelmed any of the small losses or flat trades you did here. That's the nature of trading in the futures pit. And then you'd have caught another move here, and you'd have took it right into the close. And I made $400 just in the oil trade today, and then hopped off. So you don't have to take all the trades. You can just take the best setups, the ones that sit up by pivots, the ones that sit on VWAP, and that's where I like to take all my trades, and then you get these big moves. So the day trading money machine is still out there. We're offering it half off till the 15th of October. You just go to the tradegeniusacademy.com tips and tricks area. You can get the software. We're always improving it. We're on version 7.0, and for as far as I'm concerned, into the near future, is I have no intention of changing the price or charging for any major enhancements. I want people to make money in the market. We got to go where the volatility is, and right now that's in futures, that's in crypto, but it's starting to leak into the metals and miners now too. So anyway, go in there. You can select it, tips or tricks. You get it for half off, and like I said, if you follow this, you'll start making money the first week on it. And then if you I wanted to show you the crypto world here is and this is going through its iterations now too. So we've been trading the cryptos, and we decided to put it in the trading view so that we can offer it. So any of our crypto clients that are already crypto clients and have a trading view account, just email us, let me know your status on the crypto room. If you're active, we're providing this software for you free for the rest of the year, and then we'll make a decision going into next year whether we're going to charge for it or what we'll charge for it. And we're going to be obviously upgrading this as well, and just to continue to make it as easy as possible for people to know how to trade it. It's not an auto trade system, and right now we have it as a long short. We're going to make it a long only just so people don't get confused. But I wanted to get it out there because it just works really well, and basically you trade it. I trade it in trail, and then so we're going to actually build in some of that intelligence into the trail, so that people can see a buy and to close it. That's our next version of this. And like I said, between now and the end of the year, if you buy the crypto courses, you'll get those at half off. Use promo code October. You'll also get one free year in the room, which is gold, because they're trading a lot of things in there. There's a lot of people in there to help each other out, and then you'll also have access to the software at least to the end of the year, and then we'll make a decision on what we'll do with it. But I thought I'd throw it at you, and this is what I use. I'm more of a trader of the coins than a stacker, and so I like to move in and out to build my position. And so you can see, Bitcoin move. I posted a tweet today. Litecoin. I told people the other day we had a buy on it, okay, and even though it drifted, consolidated, we didn't get a sell on it, and then boom, this move right here is more than 5%. So this is what's happening in the crypto room. And you take this thing now, you start trailing it. Hey, if you go to sleep, if it drifts down, you catch your 3 to 5%. You did that in what, a week? Rinse and repeat that a few times. You're making a lot more money than you can make in the stock market. And so you always want to have a stop in the crypto world because you don't know what's going to happen overnight. And they do stop limits, at least the ones I use, so that you can make sure you don't get rolled overnight. But I just wanted to show you that it's incredible. And Ethereum is going to be next to move. It's going through a fork right now. It has a buy on it as well. Been consolidating, but as soon as I think this Bitcoin and Litecoin thing kind of settle out and people start taking a little bit of profit in that, you're going to see Litecoin move up. You're going to see Ethereum fly. And then the last one we're in here is we have along here in Ripple. It started moving in sympathy with Bitcoin, caught our attention, and now we're just running up with it. And just seems like a lot of stuff's happening going into this weekend. Trump's agitating. There's news flow on the cryptos, and so I think there's some opportunities here to make some really fast money, and we're in it. If I get a sell signal, I'll trim some, and then looking for this breakout here. But it looks like a big old cup and handle has been forming on Ripple here for the last couple months, and you got some higher lows here, and some you're getting some trending forming. So be interesting to see what happens. A lot of people are talking about Ripple to $1 next year. More and more financial institutions are taking an interest in it, and then we'll see. As we talked, we got a little pop here. See, saying short or close. So if you'd have took this trade when it went long, this is 25% you would have made. I mean, that's an incredible amount of money, and especially for what you'll pay to be part of the crypto room, and you get this tool to go with it. And then let's go into some of the stocks here. It's kind of a really interesting day today. They tried to sell gold off again, and the miners off. And I'm not going to go into everything, but I just think I'm sensing a change. in the market. And the reason why I also timed this thing, the four golden horsemen of the Bankcopalypse, is that they pushed really hard on corn this morning, and it was really weird for me because I trade corn, and all the news I seen was that China's harvests have starting to fall short, which we're not surprised. And going into La Nina year, it's going to be really hard for them. And just remember, the last big La Nina year was 2011, and that's when we had the Arab Spring because food prices went up. And that's why I've been raising the flag on this. I knew at some point here they're going to wipe through these grain reserves, and then there's nothing, and then these prices are going to go. And China is buying everything, and they're going to come big in our market for corn. They've already bought our pork producers, and they're buying our soybeans, and so don't be surprised to see the price of corn start to rocket. And people are saying, Bob, it's going down, and then all of a sudden you get this boom for corn. And so wheat's a little bit more because it's a little bit easier to grow. If you can't grow corn, you can throw wheat in the ground somewhere and have it grow relatively quickly because it's just a grass. But you're not going to see surpluses in Russia next year or Ukraine because of La Nina, and same with China. So just bear that in mind. And when all four of those things are in motion, the central banks cannot continue to devalue because they risk starving their people. And then you have oil and natural gas and gasoline. If they move in tandem, and that's what happened in 2008. Everybody thinks it was just real estate and stuff like that. They could paper over that stuff, but you had food prices and you had energy prices spiking, and the market could not absorb these costs. People could not, and so they just stopped paying bills, and then it rolled the banking over. And then today we had the banks. And let me find FAS here. Is the bank's starting a report today, and so I'm expecting this to roll over. I have strike I put for next Friday. I may have to roll them, but the bank's earnings were nothing special, and they're desperately relying on higher interest rates to save the day because the trading is gone. They're increasing their loan loss reserves. And if they can't keep these interest rates high or people stop borrowing, they are dead. And there's no way the Federal Reserve is going to raise interest rates in December. Yellen is on her way out, and if they go into the next year and this thing turns into an absolute debacle, they're going to call her Hoover number 2. Probably Trump is begging her to increase interest rates so he can just blame her on the way out the door. So if she's anything, she's politically savvy, and, as most of these people are, and she'll probably just sit pat and make it somebody else's problem. But it was really interesting. And then the other thing too is because the interest rate, the Treasury markets were well received today, and so you had a big move in wheat and precious metals too. So you had them coming down hard at the open, and then as soon as those treasury auctions happened, it just took off. And so what I'm seeing now is that start the convergence trade, and we're going to talk about that on Saturday. So Phil and I are doing every Saturday from 11 to about 12 o'clock Pacific time. We're going to talk a subject. This week we're going to talk about what I'm talking about here and the convergence trade between things that are real versus things that could be counterfeited, like financials and financial stocks in the stock market. And you're going to see those things start to converge as people get afraid, and they're going to own things that you can touch. And copper's already moving too. So you got JJC moving too. So things are happening. So ags have been the biggest lagger, and if they lose control of ags, they can't print food, and then things get real fast. So I think the cryptos are the most sensitive, gold and miners are the second sensitive, and then energy's the third, and then the ags are supply and demand. And as that starts to dry up or you work through the inventory, then man, it's going to really rock. So I just wanted to kind of share those things with you today, and we'll get back at you. Well, today's Thursday. I'll be back at you on Saturday, but definitely check us out at TradeGeniusAcademy.com. There's some great deals. We're having a great couple of weeks. Cryptos have been moving. The miners have been moving. The futures have been treating us well. And then when volatility starts, the ETFs are just going to blow up for us. And we're going to get some really good swings again. So have a great day. And I'll catch you guys in a couple days. Bye-bye.